Today is juice day and I'm doing a juicy put. And so today I'm going to show you how I'm going to make just under $3,000 for 1 week by doing this juicy put strategy. And here we go. For those of you who've been watching this BBY, Best Buy put trade, I call it the juicy put trade because we're in it for the juice. I've got an update for you today. Today is juice day. I call Friday usually juice day, but today's Thursday because we have a holiday tomorrow. But this is the day that I get to collect all my juice. I accrued it last week, but I get to finally collect it. And I'll show you what that looks like as I trade Best Buy. So if you remember right, now this is probably the 4th or 5th video in the Best Buy series. If you go back, you can read the chart with me and you can see why I thought Best Buy was, kind of going to be underperforming the market. Now we've had a lousy market on top of it, but Best Buy has essentially done what I thought, and that's moved to the downside. So I've got a short position that I call, it's basically a covered call in reverse. It's a juicy put call, and that's my little name for it because what I've done, if you look at the screen right here, you can see that I've bought these September 85 puts, okay? They were in the money. They've moved a little bit more in the money as well. I bought 20 of them, which is 2,000 shares or 20 contracts. Okay, they still have 155 days left to expiration. I spent $13.74 per share for them, or $1,374 a contract if you'd like to look at it that way. And the market value of them today is $25.17. So you can see I've made money on that, and you can see the delta, option delta there is 85, okay? Or minus 85 because it's a put, which basically means it moves about 85% of what the stock moves, okay? Now, my goal is I don't care if I'm up or down so much on this position. What I do care is that I have an asset to sell against. Let's say you go out and buy a house and your goal is to rent the house out. Are you going to be checking Zillow every 10 minutes to see if the house is up and down in value? No. All you care about is that the tenant is paying you the rent. And it's the same thing in the stock market. The way we do covered calls and these juicy put strategies is we buy the underlying, that's our asset, and then we can sell against that asset to create income. So that's why I've got that asset. So that asset has gone up in value, great. But sometimes the short put moves against us in value, so that kind of offsets. That's why I don't pay too much attention to the base position. Now, let's talk about the short position. Last week, I think I had the 66s, and the stock was around 60, which is kind of where it is today. And what I did was I kind of split the difference, right? I don't want to be rolling it all the way up or even going out of the money because it can come back. In this case, it go up higher, and that whipsaws you. That eats into your working capital. I don't like to eat into my working capital. I'm okay with it long term. But short term, I kind of don't want to roll up all the way and get caught in that whipsaw. So I'm staying in the money is the goal, okay? So you can see the stock right now is about $61, 60.93. And I sold these 20 calls against my position last week, and I picked up 508. Well, that was because a lot of that was in the money amount, but I picked up some good juice too. And so now those are worth $2.23. So I've made money on those. Now the problem is, and it's a small problem, don't make a big deal about it, is it's $2.13 in the money. Okay, so it's got some intrinsic value. So I've got to spend money to buy that back. It's not a loss because I've made the juice. Notice how there's 10 cents left of juice, and I got a bunch of juice last week for this position. So I've got to spend a little bit of working capital to buy that back. Okay, that accrues to my 85 long position. Okay, it raises my basis a little bit. So if I don't have to keep doing this every week, I'm happy to do it a little bit. But look, I got 508 when I traded this, and now it's worth 211. So if you add in the juice that I got last week and go watch that video, and then you say, plus there's a little bit of in the money amount, that's okay because I got some in the money amount when I did the trade. All right. So you could see that it's a minus $4,460. Now that also includes some juice, but what it doesn't include is the increase in the base position. So my base position has increased, okay, and my other position has moved against me because it's basically the in the money amount that's moving against me. Those two kind of offset, and I'm left with the juice as income, okay? And I'm also, as you notice, pretty cool, not worried about getting assigned even though I'm in the money. Now when I'm going to see how it says ITM right there, in the money, I'm not worried about that. That's great. If it gets assigned, cool. I just reverse the trade and buy it back, on Monday. So now what I'm going to do is today's the expiration date. I'm going to buy those back and I'm going to go out and sell another week out. So let's see what that would look like. So let's go out another week. These are the 25th of April. And we are looking, the stock is right around 61. And so I could sell at the money. Now let's look at how much I would get at the money. Notice how it's $1.40 in at the money, $1.3750, okay? So that would be, times 2,000 2,000 shares or 20 contracts, basically 2,500 bucks or 2,700 bucks, something like that. But I don't want to roll all the way up. That's for the 62s. The 61s I would get even more money if I rolled all the way to the 61s. I don't want to roll all the way to the 61, so I want to probably look at these 62s and stay a little bit in the money. I kind of want to split the difference when I do my rolls. So I'm going to be rolling down to those 62s. I'm so used to saying roll-ups because I always do covered calls, but this strategy is for rolling down, and that's basically you flip it over on its head. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to do these 62s. Now let's take a look at the 63s. The 63s are paying 95 cents. That's about $2,000 I would get. And I would be really safe because I would be more in the money, right? More in the money. But that's okay. I think I'd rather move to the 62s. And all I do is I close this position. You'll see it says extrinsic is 19 cents. I'm not going to quibble about whatever the price is. I still have half the day left to trade this, but 19 cents is a good enough price to pay in order to be able to roll it to next week. Notice how it's going up because the stock seems to be going up a bit too, but I'm not worried about it. So here's what I'm going to do. Click here, and I'm going to create what's called a rolling order. It's 2 legs. It's you buy back the short leg, and then you short the next leg for next week. That's all we're doing. So we call it this. It builds the order down here. I'm buying back the 17ths. I'm picking up, selling the 25ths, and I'm going to move this strike to the 62s. So we're going to do the 62s. Now notice I'll get a little bit of a credit, but I want you to realize, I'll show you this in a second, how much juice I'm getting, because that's the whole point of this. So I'm still staying in the money in case the stock comes up again. I like to stay in the money. I'm an in the money kind of guy because it's safer. And I'm going to change this to a market order. So let me read the order back. I'm buying back 20 contracts of these, of the 63s, and I'm selling 20 contracts of the 25th of April at the 62s. Those are basically $1 in the money. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm and send. Got the execution. So let's go back and just make sure that everything is cool in the account. So I've got 20 contracts. We're not going to worry about those. And then I had these contracts right here. Now there's 0 left of those. I spent, probably 20 or 25 cents to buy those back. And I got an extrinsic value, $1.37, okay, roughly. And I could go check the trade confirmation, but that's the last trade and that's what it's quoting me. So let's call it $1.37. It's $2,740 for the week. So my goal is just to accrue that $2,740 of extrinsic value, of juice. Now, I got a little bit of intrinsic value. I call that the protection amount, which basically means that the stock could move against me. In other words, it could move higher, 92 cents, and I still haven't lost any protection. I still haven't lost any money on this week's trade, for example. But I'm also not counting that I would get, $1.37 or whatever I said if the stock goes. So essentially, I get this whole trade price as cushion in case the stock goes up. So if it goes up $2.37, I still haven't lost any money on this trade, essentially, okay? That's how that works out. Now, am I worried about getting called away or, assigned or any of that stuff? Look at me. I'm just kind of hanging out today, and I just did this trade. And that's what I do every week is I roll these week to week. And I made, what did we say, $2,740 today just for hanging out for a week, right? That's the beauty of covered calls is you buy the stock or you buy the underlying position. In this case, it's a put. And against it, you sell an in the money. Most of the time, it's in the money. An in the money put against it in this case. And that doesn't matter if the stock goes up or down because I'm not Nostradamus. I can't tell you if it goes up or down. What I can tell you is that I just picked up $1.33 or $1.37 worth of juice or whatever I just said it was. Does that make sense? All right, so that's the juicy put strategy, and I will see you on the next video. By the way, if this all started a few weeks ago, if you want to go back in time on this channel, there's probably a playlist already set up where that first video shows you how I read the chart and it shows you what I thought the stock was going to do. And it's kind of done that. And so I don't care if the stock goes up, down, or sideways, as long as I kind of have the feeling and it continues to move against the market, right? So it continues to go down. Now we've had the whole market moving down too, and that's helped, but this stock is a Chinese one and it seems to be underperforming because of the tariffs. All right, real quick, I want to go over the math so far. We started this trade like the 10th of March, and now it's the 17th of April. So basically 5 weeks. And, you know, it's doing fine. So let me just kind of show you what we've got. So the trade monitor shows we have this Best Buy here. And we just did the 62 puts against the 85 puts long, okay? So we're hoping the stock kind of goes down or keeps going down in that direction. That helps a lot, as you'll see on the spreadsheet. And so we've got that going for us, okay? So what I'm going to do is there's two values I'm going to take off the sheet so that you can say, okay, overall, we've got realized and unrealized positions in the same place. That's how I do it. If you got a better way, let me know in the comments. But anyway, the value of the long position is 49,400, and the value of the short position, the short put, is 4230, because those are the ones I just did. So they're valued at 4230 on the screen. So I'm just going to use those values on the screen, and I'm going to go to the spreadsheet, and now I'm going to show you what I've got on the spreadsheet. So the spreadsheet up here, I've broken it into 3 sections. The first section is how much the base position is. So what I have invested in the base position. So I've got 10 contracts, and then a couple days later, I went and bought another 10 contracts. So I've got the cost of both of those contracts, right, at $27,511. That's the base position cost. And then I have this little summary column over here. This is the next section. And so I just take this base position cost and say, okay, that's money out of my wallet. So that's how much it cost me. Then I've got all these short positions that I sell and then I buy back, and then I sell and I buy back when they expire, right? And make adjustments. So these are all the sell positions, and I've kind of paired them up against each other. So I've got the sell to opens here at the beginning of the week, and at the end of the week I have to buy it back, and it just gives you the net cost. The juice is what I'll show you in a second, but it doesn't take into account what the juice is, okay? But anyway, it cost me 70 cents. I got 70 cents. It cost me $3.39 to buy it back. So that one lost money on paper, right? But I make the juice, as you'll see. The next one is you sell to open 10 contracts. You sell another 10 contracts to open. And then what you've got is this buy to close. And so we've got $4,120, right? So I sold these at $373, these at $244, and these at $101, and I bought them back at $101. So that was a cost to buy back, but I made $4,120 on the trade, okay? And I'm just doing these against the base position. Next one, I sold these at $144, but stock went down, so they went deeper in the money, and I had to spend money to buy them back, but that's okay because my base position went down. Up in value, but down, the stock went down. Okay, same thing, sell to open at $445, had to spend $850 to buy them back. Oh my God, that sounds like I'm losing all this money, right? And then I sell to open this last one at $508, bought it back at $214. I think those are the ones I just bought back a few minutes ago. And yes, and that's a $58.49 profit. And then the last one, what I did is I got $47.36 because we got $238 to sell them. And then if we were to buy them back right now, we'd spend $42.30. Remember, I showed you that value on the screen. And so it's at a $500 profit. Okay, so you net all these out and it comes here into your non-base positions. So we've lost money on the non-base position. What does that mean? Well, it means that it went more in the money, meaning we had to spend money out of our pocket, our working capital, to buy it up. Well, that's okay, because look what happened to the base position. It's valued at $49,400. Remember, I told you to remember that number from the other screen. So we spent $27,000 to buy the base position, and now it's worth $49,400. So if we had to close that out, we'd have $49,400. We've already closed most of these out except for this unrealized position down here, which is noted. That's got the market value in it. And then what we've made back, what we spent on the base position cost. You take those three numbers, and this $5,172 is the gain right now. If I sold everything, bought everything back, went to the Bahamas, and just had to take my money, that's what I would have made. Okay, so it's $1,000 a week over 5 weeks on a how much did I spend on this? $27,000 position. So I've already made back 20%-ish of my cost in 5 weeks. And these go out to September. So the difference there is that even though these were going in the money, in other words, the stock was trending down, you could see the stock price, the strike prices go from 76 to 74 to 73, 70, 60. They're trending down. Things are moving down, and I'm following it. So as they're going more and more in the money, a lot of you are going, well, you're losing money when you go in the money. Well, that would seem like it here. It would seem like it. But what you're not accounting for, that's the in the money amount plus the juice. The juice is always buying back for zero. So the juice nets out over here in this area. So I'm basically making $1,000 a week. If you've made it this far, you already understand the power of selling covered calls. You've seen how the strategy can generate real income week after week without gambling, without guessing, or hoping that the market does what you want. But here's the truth. Most investors only scratch the surface. They leave money on the table. They miss the nuances, the adjustments, the timing, and the edge that comes from truly mastering this strategy. My Cash Flow Machine Elite course was built for serious investors who want to go deep. Inside, we break down the advanced strategies, the real-life setups, the income stacking techniques, and the exact systems I use to extract thousands of dollars in weekly income from the market. Now, I get it. You're skeptical. You've seen courses before. But ask yourself this, if you're managing a 5 or 6 figure portfolio, isn't it time to treat it like a 6 or 7 figure business? The income you generate from covered calls alone, even in 1 month, can more than cover the investment in this program. And after that, it's all upside. This isn't for everyone. It's not for dabblers, it's not for gamblers or the get-rich-quick crowd. It's for serious investors who are ready to take control of their portfolio and create consistent, compounding income month after month. So if you're ready to make a decision that could change the rest of your financial life, click the link below and enroll in the Elite course. Let's build your income machine together.